Live from the Figgis Studios, Weekend Geek Update. Blasting live across the globe to the millions of fans here, there, and everywhere. We have a fan in Indonesia.
Hell yeah.
I'm very excited. Welcome, Indonesia.
Welcome, Indonesia.
We are so happy to see you. So is our sponsor, Suzy Q's, who is the creator of some fantastic jewelry. In fact, our new fan in Indonesia should click on the link below to check out Suzy's wares, because they are absolutely spectacular. And in fact, Jeremy, her husband, made us a batleth for the studio, which is absolutely spectacular.
I've killed 4 people.
Jeremy's hard at work. He's got some more decorations coming for the studio as we continue to expand on the walls. We got new stuff added every week, it feels like. Thank you, Jeremy. I can't wait. You should. I don't want to spoil what he's got coming next, because he's already sent me a picture of it, and I'm just like, oh, you beautiful man. I was like, that's a sexy bitch right there.
Valhalla awaits.
Valhalla awaits. So thank you. We appreciate your patronage. Give us a like. Give us a share. We are 5280 Geek. Smurf here, along with PJ Pop Culture.
Hello.
And we would be lost without our guide, the Wakeman behind the camera, who is heavily caffeinated. We got a lot of beverages scattered around the studio this morning.
I'm drowning.
We're drowning. Yeah, it's one of those days.
It's just one of them days.
But see, I kind of based this off of it's summer.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean,
it's officially summer.
It is officially summer, and don't confuse that I'm wearing like my hoodie, because this is like the thinnest hoodie you'll ever own. And
the AC in the studio is no joke.
Yeah.
I was confused that you were wearing a hoodie.
You're like, Christ, Smurf, what's wrong with you?
He didn't take his meds again.
Yeah. Only happens every so often.
That was a really good impression.
Oh, it's so funny. And our second sponsor is Sapporo, which you will see in later installment. But there's just a small taste of what's coming.
Mm.
We love Sapporo.
Thank you, Sapporo.
They're so tasty. Yeah. Try Sapporo. It's great. So while the gang has been away, we did the fest.
Fan Expo.
Yep. Which was fun. Speaking of hot, it was hot in there.
Hot as balls.
It was packed. It had a great turnout.
Great turnout. I marketed it hard, and I'm happy with everybody who came out. Thank you to everybody who did come out and said what's up to us. And,
Got to interview the Yon twins, which was absolutely hilarious.
Those guys are
awesome. Oh, my
guys.
God.
Super down to earth.
Yep.
Just cool.
It's honestly, their approach is kind of similar to what my approach would be if I make it over the next hump of, geeks that make it to famous.
Yeah, some look at the red carpet.
Yeah. I get to roll it out for the people that walk down it.
I'll do it.
I don't care. I'm standing there? Sure, I'll take that. So they're really grounded. The interview is up on the website. Check it out. I think you guys will get a kick out of it, because those guys have stories upon stories.
Yeah,
I had to cut them off.
They're cool guys.
They are cool. And if I didn't cut them off, I know we would have continued talking, and there would have not been a halt at all.
I'd like to have them out in the studio sometime.
I think we could get that arranged. They drive everywhere there. They're like the John Madden of the comic book world. They don't fly, which I kind of made it. I did make a Madden joke at them, and they just kind of giggled, and they didn't go into why they drive everywhere. I don't know if it's like innate fear of flying, or...
I'll tell you, those plane seats suck.
They do suck.
And I don't blame them at all.
But I think they like to hit comic book shops and other places along the way. They're hardcore collectors.
I think the glory of road trips has kind of lost its luster
I think so.
Yeah. Touche. And cheers to you, Yon Twins, for keeping it boss.
Keeping it boss. Next time we are in the studio, we will have a special interview. I know it's kind of weird just seeing PJ and I without somebody on this side, and Wakeman's busy recuperating over in the corner. So Wakeman's looking for leaks. And we will have Barry McLean, who is a local artist for Valiant and is an outright criminal when it comes to art. The man is absolutely just insane with what he can pound out in the art community as far as pages is concerned. But we will save those stories for when he is in here for the next big interview. But in the meantime, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. What's catching our eye in the Geekverse as far as news? And I think we already know what the big topic between you and I is.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be hitting the MCU hard.
Yeah.
We'll try not to saturate the episode with it, but damn, there's a lot to talk.
There's a lot to talk about, especially when we're dealing with what we're seeing on Loki. Now, we've gotten episode 3 down.
Yep.
So
halfway through,
because I thought it was 8. You saying they said 6,
that's what I read the other day.
which is a rub, in my opinion.
Hurts.
Screw you, mouse. I don't know. Is that the mouse's fault or is that Feige's fault?
You know, Feige, I love you, man. So whatever you do, I'm cool with it.
Like motherfuck.
Yeah, I know they're building it up hard for what's coming down the pipeline.
Which even pisses me off more because for the first couple of episodes, there's still a lot of talkie. Like a lot of talkie.
A lot of build-up, which makes me think this finale is going to be endgame.
But okay, so then we get episode 3, and I'm still on the I'm still preaching to the choir. It is the Enchantress. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But I think this leads into Olympus territory, where how they're going to explain the emergence of Hercules and what's his nut, the other god, not Zeus. I guess Zeus could be considered a big jerker offer.
He's fucked a lot of people.
Yeah.
Pardon my
Well,
French.
he's a god. I mean, that's what they do. They come down, they frolic with the mortals,
Remember
and then they
Clash
go
of
back
the
up.
Titans. He's
Yes.
kind of an asshole.
That's right. This guy is an asshole. So I honestly think that this is somehow kind of a bridge for that. I don't know, because all Feige has said is this is a pivotal role and to the Marvel U.
Oh, knowing that the same writer for Loki is the same writer for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, like that just says a lot
seals
right
it
there.
Yeah. And I honestly think that, and this is like one of the rumors that are floating out there for Loki, is that the war that they talk about in the beginning of the series,
the timeline war
has not happened yet. That this is where this is going into. So the time bombs is what I'm calling them.
I like that time bomb.
Time bombs. That the Enchantress set off to fracture the timeline was meant to happen, and everything's just going crazy. So we will see this great war with the timelines. So it begs the question, what's the deal with the timekeepers?
The timekeepers. And Smurf and I had an interesting conversation pre-recording before we started our adventures today. And I have an interesting theory that I brought to his attention. What if everybody in the time variance, actually, we can't really dive into that too yet if you haven't seen episode 3.
Well, by the time this comes out, I'm hoping they would have seen 3.
So I'm just going to say it.
So
right?
just say it. Let it loose.
Everybody who works at the time variance has been confirmed to be a variant.
Of themselves, yes.
They were not created to work there.
Which was what was
a
major reveal.
Right? So that could mean that the timekeepers themselves are variants, and my theory is, what if they're like a watcher variant?
See, and that is absolutely brilliant. I really like that idea because it actually plays into a lot of Marvel and the multiverse, and I can't say Elseworlds because that's DC.
Don't ruin it.
Don't ruin it. But I mean, I really like that theory, and I hadn't thought about that, so I have to applaud you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Because I never once thought of the Watchers being the timekeepers.
And why introduce them in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 unless they were going to
have something? I think it's a great idea, and I think it does lay the foundation for them to tell other stories, especially when we got What If coming up. The animated one.
The whole idea of a watcher getting involved when they're not supposed to get involved.
Exactly. And there's only been like a couple of instances, and I mean, always in the comics, they bill it as when a Watcher shows up, this is a pivotal moment in this history.
Right. An end of the world event.
An end of the world event. And I do have to say, seeing a moon just rip itself apart in the atmosphere was
so,
absolutely spectacular.
So epic. Oh,
I just was like, holy shit. And the whole
talk
scene.
about getting chills, right?
Yeah.
Just,
And it was all one continuous shot. So as soon as they hit the town, if you notice, there's no cutscene. So it's all one flowing motion till the very end. And it's absolutely spectacular. I'm really
thank you for pointing that out. The way that directors are doing things in movie technology and editing, and kudos to the actors, the extras, the whole team.
The whole
would
team.
have to make something like that.
Dude, when shit explodes around
Oh
you,
my God.
I mean, it does not look like it's not violent. I mean, there's like entire structures getting blown apart, and you see the debris encase both the Enchantress and Loki. You're like, holy crap.
Yeah.
I can only see, and as I'm watching this is the visual that's in my mind. I can see Wakeman running with one of those big, like, harnesses with a camera.
Stabilizer.
The stabilizer just, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So mad at himself for staying out late the night before.
Oh, I hate my own ass. Oh, fuck.
Milk was a bad choice.
It's all I could see is Wakeman running with the debris. I mean, I really can. Like, boy, this
All cut up
this
and
is
shit.
why I'm not a photographer. This is why I abandoned that dream ages ago. I'm just like, no. Cameramen just have.
I like that.
They do. They did a thankless job. They get the crap beat out of them.
Thank you, cameraman.
Thank you, cameramen.
Hard on call. We just love to love.
Exactly. See, without Wakeman, we would look really awful.
Yeah, this isn't my real skin. I want you to know that.
I put that on him yesterday.
Yeah, this is all paint.
This is all just fake.
Play-Doh.
Really well done. Play-Doh.
Well done, Play-Doh.
He's good.
Way to go, Gumby.
Stan Winston School of Arts.
I don't regret any of the money I spent.
But yeah,
I'm curious. I don't know. As far as other speculations, it's really hard to tell because I have no idea where this is going.
and I think that's the point, right?
I have no clue.
I love it. I love, yeah. Like,
I love.
I love.
I love love.
I love Lamp. I love Lamp. I just love it. I love the vision. For sure, because of reshoots and things like this will directly tie into Black Widow because it's scheduled to end right when
it comes out.
When Black Widow features.
So there'll be a setup, hopefully. I mean, and I keep waiting to the end, and maybe now that we're like at the halfway point, we'll see, the post-credits scene that we're all waiting for, that we got like at the end of WandaVision, that we got the end of Falcon and
Winter Soldier. Yeah.
So
we don't even like the movies anymore.
No, we just
Tell us
like
what happens next.
We just like the post-credit scenes. We're done with this episode. Give us something more.
Give me the juice.
I really am hoping we get to see more of the MCU. I mean, as much as I love jumping around and doing the planets, and Litmus was great, I still think we spent too much time at the Time Variance Agency. That just still bugs the shit out of me. I'm really curious what role Roxxon is going to play in the MCU, because that is in your face.
Right there.
Yes.
Slapping you in the jaw. Yeah.
Right now.
Smack.
About to get his rocks off.
One funny joke.
There it is.
There it is. There is the one. So, I'm curious what Roxxon, if we will see Green Goblin, which is a direct tie to Oscorp, which Adrian Toomes, of course, becomes the Vulture, Silvermane, the Spider Slayer. All of that is so rooted in the history.
It's all coming full
It
circle.
is.
Yeah.
And I think they're setting up something epic.
Yep. And we've got confirmation Tom Holland is in the Multiverse of Madness with Elizabeth Olsen and Benedict Cumberbatch.
Well, I would hope. He is Doctor Strange, after all.
Strange, yes.
It's hard to beat him.
Speaking of doctors, a good segue.
Segue.
Dr. Fate, I heard he's going to be all CGI.
You know what? That really actually bothers me. I'm kind of annoyed by this.
Do you think it's because Brosnan himself's like, yeah, I'm not fucking dressing up.
I don't know.
I'm Bond. Like, I don't need to put on makeup.
But see, I'm trying to remember which actor it was that was like, I'm not doing CGI. I want all prosthetics.
Oh, that was Christian Bale.
Yeah.
For Love and Thunder.
So Christian Bale, who's on the other side of this, wants to be completely
Makeup.
No
CGI.
And then you've got Pierce Brosnan, who's coming in, and I mean, I don't think him wearing a motion capture suit is going to be good or bad. I think this is cutting the corners when you don't need to.
Yeah, I mean, it was required for Thanos because he's bigger. It's
Well,
required
Thanos and Hulk makes sense.
Yeah, like you need to have,
bulk.
and you need to have the fake head. Like even with Taika in the Thor movies when he plays the Rock dude. What the hell's his name?
Oh, Korg.
Korg, right? He's got the motion capture with the fake head to keep your.
Well, you got keep your eye line and everything centered.
Dr. Fate's.
He's got a shiny helmet.
Yeah.
Which I mean,
come on, Magneto.
I mean, yeah. Magneto's helmet's actually even more open than Dr. Fate's helmet. I mean, I love the helmet. I love Dr. Fate. He's been a big influence to the DC Universe. His first appearance, of course, is More Fun Comics number 55, which premiered back in 1940.
Damn.
So the character's been around for quite some time. Of course, he's part of the Justice Society and all of that. So to see him show up with Black Adam only makes sense.
But to introduce... All right, so jumping into Shazam then.
Well, I was going to say, why don't they get a decent cosplayer like Yahya Han or Jessica Negri to make the costume? I mean, there's so many talented cosplayers. Even if you don't go to them, there are other talented cosplayers that you could say, can you make this outfit?
Even the new Shazam outfit is less than it was in the first, so now he's smaller?
And I like Mary Marvel's costume coming into it. I'm not absolutely sold on Shazam's costume.
Yeah, he's not. The cloth, the material is super dope, right?
Yeah.
More like Superman's material. But it's not the same shiny, bright red.
It's not the
same.
same.
Have the bright white cape.
Nope.
And he was wearing a muscle suit, wasn't he?
Yes. Are you
And,
kidding?
like,
He's
you
not
can't-
that ripped.
You can't take that away. Like he's cut. Like,
He is cut.
put on a lot of bulk, but not as much as that muscle suit.
He's not as tone as that suit indicates.
Yeah.
He's well and I mean not well endowed, but I mean he's because when you like compare the suits to previous and new, it's kind of a stark difference because you've got all of them have kind of changed colors. I mean, his isn't as red, but Mary Marvel is probably, I think, the biggest standout out of all of them. One from green to black, which is an interesting choice.
And did they change? So you remember in the movie when they transform
Yes.
into their super figures and they're like more grown up?
Yes.
I feel like they changed the actresses for the grown up version and made it the same girl from the child to the grown up version. Am I tripping on that?
No, I know what you're saying, but they're
You know what I mean?
they're the same. So if you look here, so he's gone from green to black. He's gray, still kind of gray. This is a different shade of blue because he was lighter.
Yeah. Like a darker tone.
Darker tone, and then of course, I don't think so. I mean, it looks the same. I miss the glowy lightning bolt, to be honest with you, because I think that's kind of a cool aesthetic.
Staple, too, for Shazam.
I mean, recently that's more of a current. Yeah, the new 52.
That's kind of like, no offense to the 1940s. Times change, right?
Times do change. And Mary Marvel has gotten more kind of like Wonder Woman pleated versus the skirt that she sported. How do they change their costumes? Let me ask you this, because they say the name and their costume changes immediately. So how do they
How do they upgrade?
How do they
it?
upgrade?
Yeah.
I mean, is this
Come on, DC.
is this experience points?
Yeah.
How does this
Level 4?
Consider the suit to be like an NPC that you can level them up.
Maybe? I mean, that's a good idea. They are NPCs. The suits are NPCs. I think everyone is the same actor and actresses from before, even Mary.
Everybody looks the same.
Everyone looks the same.
But they're talking about introducing Kara
Zor-El, which is Supergirl.
Supergirl. Did you see her costume?
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
I don't know why Supergirl needs to be in this, to be honest with you.
Why? Yeah, like it's supposed to be about Shazam, and I figured we're supposed to be leading up to Black Adam with The Rock. I think they're trying too much to copy Henry Cavill instead of just making their own character. That's what I felt. I felt like they just took his costume and made it super uncomfortable for the actress because that picture
It just
looks
does not
super uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it right now.
To be fair, she's wearing the flight harness and everything else, which bless you guys for having to wear that shit too. But
Okay, so
I'm not digging
come
it.
here. This is just kind of the
child, come.
This is the kind of the preliminary, and it does not look comfortable for her suit. That's
Obviously,
the Supergirl suit.
There's going to be changes.
It's like it's a rip basically from the new 52 when they relaunched her character, and she had the weird cutout in her knees where the boots are. It was such an awkward costume that they did for it that I don't get it. There's so many different classic Supergirl costumes that you could do. Even like Turner's one, I think would be kind of actually. I like the Turner one. I know a lot of people aren't a fan of it. Yeah,
There's a lot of options, and please don't shoot the messenger. Be mad at me for saying this, but I know there's a lot of people who don't want to just genderize by having a person in a skirt. Right?
Yeah.
So when
So this
Supergirl
is-
appeared for the first time, she was in a skirt, right? A red skirt, blue top.
very similar to Mary Marvel's skirt, actually.
Yeah, and very similar to the Arrowverse. Previous, because she's got a costume change too. Flash and Arrow.
Melissa Benoist, who played Supergirl.
Colorado native. What's up, girl?
Yep. We love Melissa.
But yeah, a lot of people don't like the fact that some girls like to wear skirts.
I just think it's an odd choice. I mean, here's kind of I think what it's loosely based off of. Right here with the Supergirl 52 suit. I didn't like this suit. I just thought it just was just too
Plain, boring,
yeah, just
fucking
boring.
seen
There's
it before.
yeah. So whatever. I'm very curious. I mean, at least they made her suit, unlike Dr. Fate, who is all CGI.
Yeah,
and
back to Mr. Brosnan. So
I mean, the man's still fit, so I would think that he would be comfortable in a
but
suit.
CGI.
Just-
Like, okay.
You're just
I'm gonna
not feeling
take
it, are you?
I'm going to take us back to Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
And Ares.
Okay.
Remember how shitty that was?
Yeah.
At the end?
Yeah.
Remember the end of that movie, guys?
I mean, and
Where
it
they
was
just shit the bed?
it was a horrible execution, but the suit was classic because that was a Perez design. That was a
Yeah.
George Perez design.
But that was green.
Yeah.
You could tell
Ooh, I could.
that was not real. Versus, I don't know. So if you think about the Snyder Cut, right?
Yeah.
You know that Steppenwolf's shit was
All CGI.
but I don't know, something about it made it look real
It's true.
versus what I know we're gonna get
Yeah.
with Warner Brothers.
Ooh.
You sons of bitches.
And the way you say that just even makes me kind of
Right? Like, it's like
Speaking of Arrowverse, have you been watching Superman and Lois?
yes, and what the shit? Where'd it go? Why is it all of a sudden on HBO Max, but only the same 6? Or do they have a new one?
They got a new one.
Okay, because I've only seen the first 5.
Okay, you might be up to date. It's gone some really
There was a huge, massive gap.
Yes, because they had COVID and they had to halt production.
Oh,
so that's when they brought in Supergirl.
Okay.
And now we're back on the Superman and Lois train.
Okay, so then I am not caught up. But
Okay.
Okay.
There's wild shit going
So
on.
it's only one new episode?
One or two.
My wife's going to kill me. I'm supposed to be caught up. Okay, so fill me in.
Superman and Lois has really done a interesting turn. I love the story. I love this. I'm not a Superman fan.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows this.
Yeah, and for anybody who doesn't know, the Superman and Lois is set in the Arrowverse in the future.
I don't know if sort of,
Right?
kind of.
Because it's the same Superman.
It is the same Superman.
Same Superman.
And the Arrowverse at the end of Crisis ends with him to go off with Lois to have the kids.
The babies.
Yes, the babies. the babies.
The babies.
But the whole disconnect, and this is what pisses me off because the story is going a certain way, and I would think at some point that they would bring Supergirl in.
Yeah.
It's her cousin.
Good cameo.
A good cameo. It makes
cameoed
sense.
in hers.
Exactly.
Yes.
And nothing. But we did have a very interesting turn of fate with Steel actually making an appearance.
So Shaq shows up?
Not Thank God, no. But it is. Thank God it is not Shaquille O'Neal. But it is Steel. And it's a very interesting explanation as far as how he got there. And the multiverse, of course, pulling that in from Crisis. And it's a very interesting twist to the story. So I'm curious to see how it goes.
So let me ask you this. So we all know, well, I know, Smurf knows, and hopefully you guys will know after watching this. But the first, I'll say 4 or 5 episodes, kind of building on this idea, this story, this plot. Did they, because of the break, did they just kind of shift gears?
Keep going.
Okay, all right. So, but they just throw Steel into the mix.
Well, he's a character that we thought was one guy, and he turned it out not to be that guy.
All right. Well, as long as it's not fucking Red Tornado.
It's not Red Tornado.
As long as they're like, hey, Red Tornado.
I like Red Tornado.
I do too, but I've seen
Such
it
an
100 million times.
Underappreciated character. And Supergirl did kick his ass, but
Ugh.
no. So we get John
Okay.
Henry Irons, so we get Steel. There are a lot of, and then of course we get the big reveal as far as we get the Eradicator.
Okay.
So it really is kind of building towards the Doomsday storyline where we have all the different Superman heroes. The only one that's missing is really, well, not even Superboy isn't missing because that kind of could be his son.
His son.
Exactly. So, I mean, the only one missing now is Supergirl that comes out of
So here's
Reign of Superman. So here's your setup
Yeah.
for Doomsday.
And I think you're right. I think
It would be a very interesting way to end the first season where Doomsday shows up.
And it would be definitely something to bring you back for season 2.
I'm coming back. I really have enjoyed this season.
How many? So maybe there's 6, 7 episodes now? Because I got to get caught up.
Maybe 7 or 8.
12 for season 1 or 10?
That is an excellent question. I don't know.
I feel like this series, the way, because each episode really completes itself with a little bit of a.
So there's a fair amount of shows. Okay, so they're saying I think there's 15 episodes.
15. Okay. So you could wrap that up pretty good. I totally forgot what I was going to say. It was going to be so good, but this fucking Captain America serum. I'm sorry for cussing as well. It has been pointed out to me, and if I may, I would like to apologize for my garage talk in the past episodes. I try not to cuss a lot, and sometimes I use words as nouns.
All right.
And they're not.
So we are up to episode 11.
What? Oh, I'm way.
You are way behind.
Dude. Can we not air this until 2 weeks from now?
Yeah. Last Son of Krypton. Yeah, so there's 15 episodes.
All right, 15 episodes. So
and the final episode is August 17th.
So it's, damn, I'm
You are way behind.
What the Hades?
You've been just sleeping at the wheel.
Yeah,
you and your garage talk. I swear.
I'm telling you.
Freaking killing me.
It kills me.
You're the one getting called out and getting cussed?
A little bit.
Cussing?
Not everybody, but I realize, though, that we have a lot of listeners from all over the world, and some things are very offensive, and I don't mean to be offensive.
If anything can be taken unintentionally derogatorily, sometimes it will, and it's just like, I do the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like, what'd you just say? And you're like,
Oops.
Oops.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm sorry. I thought I was alone.
My name is Jeff.
But I think the Superman Low series is absolutely worth watching.
Absolutely.
We'll talk about it when it closes out. I'll let you get caught up.
Damn it.
Because I do think this leads into Doomsday.
Yeah, I embarrassed myself.
It's okay. Just bring in Supergirl for frick's sake.
You know they will. And
I hope so.
Yeah. And Melissa, if you're listening, can't wait
Big
to
fan.
have you on the show.
Huge fans.
Yes.
What else? How are you on the Bad Batch?
Caught up, except I didn't watch
This week's?
yesterday's because I figured we weren't going to talk about it.
Okay, we don't have to talk about it.
But I can
There's a
tell
huge
you-
reveal. No, I can't spoil it for you. If you have not watched it, I can't spoil it for you.
Yesterday? Okay.
That's
But
not fair to you.
to be the question was,
Yes.
is Omega
Yeah.
the sister of Boba Fett?
Yes.
Yes. She's a freaking clone.
She's a clone. She is one of the pure samples from Django.
Just like Boba.
Boba. And they reference it directly, saying there's the Alpha and there's the Omega for the samples. The Alpha was given the name Boba.
Boba.
Boom, just laid it all out.
And I just in my pants.
So I had to pause it and just wrap my brain
Bro.
around the whole thing.
I mopped that up. This episode 1, I was like, this little clone motherfucker is a clone.
Yes.
Therefore, here's a big one for you.
Okay.
Rumor has it Rex was alive during the War of Endor,
That is actually possible.
which means he was at the funeral of Anakin Skywalker.
Which is also possible. Rex
Full circle.
Rex is probably one of the few clones I think that makes it all the way through. I think there's a couple of others, but Rex is the big
There's
one.
Rex. Well, Echo obviously.
Right.
Fives is Fives dies, right?
Fives dies.
He dies.
I think Fives dies, and I think also what's the big strong idiot? Because I think he goes out. I think Wrecker.
No, not Wrecker.
Yeah, the big strong. I can't remember his name.
From the
Bad Batch.
Yeah, Wrecker.
I think he goes.
But as far as like original.
Well, like first batch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the only one.
Rex.
Yeah. Rex is the only one.
Everybody else. Yeah. Damn. Shit's on me.
Cheer. I know, it's just weaving such a tale.
But yeah, so I'm really digging Bad Batch. If you guys, it's on Disney Plus. Comes out every Friday. Unlike the new series, they're starting to come out every Wednesday now. It's the new Disney Plus thing.
Yeah, I know.
Which I like that because
it gets you away from everybody else.
So now Wednesday is the new Friday, and Friday can actually be Friday. You know what I mean? You don't gotta stay home to watch other shows. You can go to the DJ party. You can come to the 5280 Geek.
We got some parties coming.
Yeah, we got
some parties coming.
Yeah.
Craziness.
So,
All right.
yeah.
I like it.
Segue.
Moving along, we have The Boys Season 3 adds a Walking Dead star to the cast. This is reported by Variety Magazine, saying that Laurie Holden, Andrea on the AMC series Walking Dead, will take on the role of the Crimson Countess in the TV series. Everybody's jumping on this, which is kind of cool. She's kind of like the Scarlet Witch of The Boys, and there's not a whole lot of information that's going on right now, but now we have Jensen Ackles that has joined as Soldier Boy, and it's going to be quite...
Not the Superman Soldier Boy.
You guys actually hear that someone had stabbed Soldier Boy?
Shut up.
What?
Yeah, you know who did it? You!
Shit.
A 3.
3 on jokes. So we'll see what evolves out of this. There's not a whole lot of details and everything else, but I'm just excited to see what they bring.
So when I was reading through our pre-cap, if you will, right?
Yep.
I had the thought. What was the first movie you saw Laurie Holden in?
I was going to say one film, but that's not her. That's actually what's her name in Deep Space Nine? Because I was going to say I thought she was a Clive Barker Scream Queen with Scott Bakula in
I know you're
Lords
talking about.
of
Laura or something?
Yeah, Distortion.
Ron Cleary?
Yeah, but that's not her.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what's her name. That's Dax in Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
I don't remember it now.
For me, it's Silent Hill.
Okay, I was either
She's
going to
the
say Silent
police
Hill
officer.
or she was in with Mila Jovovich. Resident Evil. Isn't she in Resident Evil?
Which
Mila
there's like
Jovovich is.
50 of those.
Yeah,
movies.
but
it wasn't the first one.
It wasn't the first one, and I know we got Laurie Holden in there. I don't know.
I don't know.
I you know what? I can't remember the first film that I saw her.
I really, really like her as an actress. I really liked her in The Walking Dead, but I always remember her role as the police officer in Silent Hill, and the ending. She died so brutal, and she killed it. I was just like, damn, that was fucking.
That was heart-wrenching.
So I do have to say one thing to the editors of Silent Hill when this thing first came out. I had never played the video games. They weren't those too terrifying.
Right.
But the thing is in the trailers, she said, who are you? And her daughter shows up and she goes, I am the Reaper. And you're like, that's awesome. But then you watch the movie in theaters and she's like, who are you? And she's like, I'm the Reaper. And you're like, son of a...
See, and it's creepy children. It's like Children of the Corn, You just the small little toe-headed blonde children that come for your souls.
Or Gage.
Well, no, she just didn't even...
Gage? Don't you want to play with me? Oh my God.
Oh, fuck.
Dude, when he took out Herman Munster with that frickin' knife, the Achilles tendon to this day, I'm just like, oh. Don't touch my Achilles tendon.
Speaking of, and I know this wasn't on the docket, but Herman Munster, did you hear Rob Zombie got approved to direct the Munsters?
Yeah, I did that on my own in my takes, but yeah.
So
I have no idea how I feel
Rob
about that.
Zombie. Gives me nightmares, and he'll fuck.
I have no idea how this is going to turn out.
A lot of people are mad about Halloween and things like that. I like that he takes Vision and twists the shit out of it.
He did. I mean, especially the way he did with Halloween. Speaking of Halloween, there is a new trailer with Jamie Lee Curtis and Judy Greer, of all people.
Yeah.
For Halloween Kills, which is supposed to come out this year.
I was a super, super fan of the sequel.
Yep.
I'll call it a sequel from Jordan Peele. It's just called Halloween, right?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
But it's basically Halloween 3. It's the follow-up. Like, he basically said Halloween 3 and on, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
But this is a direct follow-up to Halloween 1 and 2. I absolutely love that movie as a horror movie. And if you know, and this is super weird for me to know this, but if you know, like, how serial killers work or the mind.
Actually, that's not strange, because my ex actually is really into true crime.
That, right? Yeah. So if you watch the new movie and the original movie, Michael Myers goes through the exact same path of killing as he does in the original movies. He repeats himself. He doesn't find the same weapons. No. But he goes through and repeats everything he did that same night. And I picked up on that immediately, and I just in my pants. It was so damn good. And I like the ending. A little bit. Why do we need to follow up after we know that shit burnt up?
Well, see, and that's funny, because the trailer picks up with that, because they're in the back of the engine, or back in the truck, driving towards the hospital, and all of the fire engines and everything else are going back the other way towards the burning house. So, like, the first responders and the EMS people show up, and Michael has a field day, just wipes everybody out after they unearth him from the burning building. And you know what? I know exactly what you're gonna say, and I thought the same thing. But then I watched that trailer, and I'm sold. I'm sold on this idea.
I'm gonna watch it. But this is turning into a Jason Voorhees franchise.
Of course it is.
That's not how Michael Myers works.
I don't know about that.
I don't
think that's true.
He got shot, right? But it wasn't fatal. Right? He's driven by...
Everybody's like a horrible shot.
Pure whatever. They're stormtroopers.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're suffering from stormtrooperism.
But anybody who's trapped in a locked basement of a burning house, where the fire starts from the below, it goes up.
Which does beg the question, does a house burn up or down?
We know it burns up. Fire goes up.
No.
Dogs can't look up.
The earth is flat.
I'm so saying.
Anyway.
He would have burned to shit.
Well, you would think. But it's Michael frickin' Myers.
Fucking Hollywood. I'm going.
Jamie Lee Curtis looks like emboldened with like bitter hatred with that knife. She's walking down the hall in the hospital.
She's gonna get back.
She's gonna. You ruined my closet. She's gonna carve his ass like a turkey.
I kind of want to see her almost become the new.
H2O.
Oh, fuck that film.
That's what I'm saying. This is like I feel like we're going in that.
That
direction.
Halloween 3D. Fuck that film too with the masks.
We're going in that direction.
Wakeman in his case.
I feel like
maybe. I don't know. Maybe this will be it. I don't know. I will wait and see because it's coming out this year, and I don't have a date in front of me.
we'll be there.
We'll be there. I almost would guarantee a meat and potatoes on this one too.
Yeah,
I think,
for sure.
I think.
Sure. But what about good segue? Candyman.
You know, I saw the trailer. I haven't talked to Tony, but I'm curious on his input because he is involved in it, and it's creepy as hell.
Yeah, they brought him back.
They
original
did.
Actor.
And I'm anxious to see what it looks like.
You know what I like too is he's the actor himself. I forget his name, but he's older now. Obviously,
Tony Todd.
Tony. Yeah. So he's gonna look the part a little bit more.
Yeah.
Before he was young and like, maybe your skin is fucking like just snaps back into place. But now you're like, oh fuck, like this guy's like weathered and been through some shit.
And it kind of works with the horror and all that.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
They embraced it, and I'm really excited
It's gonna
to.
be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So excited. Speaking of that, I think what was the other trailer? I think that actually kind of sums up. Oh, did you get anything on E3? Did you watch E3?
Yeah, I didn't watch E3. Like, other than Metroid, you know,
Metroid
I'm
is kinda
super
cool.
pumped for the new side-scroll Metroid, which is going to be building into the Metroid that everybody's actually been waiting for, because the Metroids that they have released have been like, and I'm not the gamer that my buddy is, Matt McDonald, Florida,
Yep.
Hollow Boy.
Yeah.
He knows everything about everything with
He's
Metroid.
probably just shaking a fist at you right
Yeah,
now.
you suck! But basically, like, they were like independent stories that were of Samus, but not of the franchise, if you will. And they took those ideas, side-scrolled it, and now it's gonna be like, we've seen this game before.
We have.
But
I beat the original.
yeah, but now it's the filler to what
I
will be.
I guess. I don't know, because, I mean, it's fun, it's interesting, but I don't know if I'm sold on... I don't know if I have the time. I don't know if I have the patience, to be honest with you. The bandwidth is not as wide as it once was. I've got so much going on, and I really have to be picky. And the only game that I know for show that I'm playing is Guardians.
I thought you were saying it was going to be Superman.
What? No.
Nobody plays Superman.
Nobody plays
Superman
Guardians
plays
is
you.
gonna be fire.
Guardians
Fire.
is fire. I know my boy Titus is the big Halo nut, and he of course, former military, loves sniping, is anxious for this because it's got a grappling hook, so you can actually like go up even higher. Yeah.
Speaking of grappling hook,
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have been out toy hunting recently, but
No.
the Batman the Animated Series.
Oh, I did see that.
Did you see the grappling hook replica
Mhm.
for $20 or whatever?
That's worth every penny. Got a spot for it. Yep.
Well, fast, just letting you know it's 3:30, and I need to get going here pretty soon myself.
Okay. Well, actually, we're about done.
Yeah.
We're about to move to
One more before we continue. Did you watch Sweet Tooth?
Yes.
I'm on episode 4. Holy ball.
Dude, every episode is just, whoa. I mean, that's all I can, I don't even want to give anything
good.
away. I don't want to
Just
say
watch
anything.
the damn show.
Just watch the show.
Netflix, Robert Downey Jr. and
his wife.
And his wife,
It's just,
Mrs.
whoa.
Downey Jr. I suck. I'm sorry.
It's so just,
It is so good.
whoa.
Wow. And it is so creepy how relevant it is to COVID.
Yeah, it
With
just,
the whole damn...
just not COVID, but just everything.
The
It's really hitting the
pandemic,
nerve.
Right? Yeah. Oh, shit.
It's right on target.
I love that show. Check out Sweet Tooth on Netflix. Check out 5280 Geek on Facebook, Podbean,
Anywhere you
anywhere,
listen to a
Instagram.
podcast.
Check out PJ Pop Culture also. It's kind of like a merging thing. I'm becoming You're becoming me. It's like a fucked up episode of Hellraiser.
It's dirty.
Yeah. Like,
We're just like, and Wakeman's riding us on the back like a
his riding
dewback.
us on the back.
Just like a
Like a
wagon.
dewback. We are. What's the monster from Bill and Ted 2? Widget.
Oh, Widget.
We are Widget.
Oh, we also got...
Is it Widget or Legion?
No,
Oh.
Legion that's dark.
Yeah, it is.
We are not Legion.
We are not Legion.
No, because there are many.
We're not demons of the nine.
Yes,
I'll tell you that.
nothing close like that.
Yeah.
All right, well, that kind of wraps up the news. We are going to move in the studio for the toy open. Something spectacular for points of articulation this week. Something that PJ has shown incredible intestinal fortitude to resist opening, which I do have to applaud him. It's very impressive.
And we actually mentioned this points of articulation back in the very first episode.
Yes.
We said this is coming.
We did. It's fucking here. So there you have it. On to the points of articulation.
Welcome back, everybody. PJ Pop Culture and Smurf here, and this is Points of Articulation. And this week, yes, we have Castle Grayskull. Don't adjust your television sets. This is real, smells real, tastes real, and it is glorious.
Dirty.
As you can see by the art on the box, it brings you all the way back to your classic nostalgia days. To tell us, how does this make you feel, Smurf?
This is like the 80s just embracing me in the warm glow of Castle Grayskull. There are some subtle differences, but like the key elements, He-Man and Skeletor, the castle in the background, and just the art, just so reminiscent of the 80s box. And I remember getting this and the box didn't survive. I mean, it
ripped
just
right into it.
destroyed that box.
Nowadays, we'll get this bronzed and encased so we
Yes.
can remember.
We're going to get it signed by the artists as soon as we remember who it is. And
Sent out and graded and
that's right. Get it slabbed.
slabbed, sent back 4 years later.
But the nice thing is it's even got like wraparound art. You've got stuff on your side that the cat's going at it.
You got Panther and Battle Cat, and on your side,
We've got Fister and I don't remember that guy's name.
looks like a weird beast man.
Weird, yeah, it can't be Beastman because he's in
over
front.
here.
So I'm not sure who he is because we got like Triclops, Evil Lyn,
It's not Moss Man.
no Last Man. I don't know.
Weird.
Okay.
Anyway, it's cool. Super dope. Shows accessories on the top here.
Which is nice. Which we'll get into as soon as we slice this puppy open.
Pulpy indeed. And then the back, this reminds me of when you'd see the commercial at the end and everything's like all on display and it's like accessories and figures sold separately.
But see, this was as a kid like the Grail. It's like getting the catalog for Christmas that had all the pictures. You're like, okay, so now I can see them all. But in my mind, and probably everyone else's, always thought that there was more. Like there's another set or there's more figures or I haven't seen it all. This can't be all of it. There's got to be more.
Where do you get the rocks?
Yeah, I want the rock. I want the base. That's just pretty. I don't know what that is. I've never seen it. And of course, my favorite Trap Jaw had all of the little accessories for his hand, and it was just so cool.
It says everything. So we're gonna open this puppy up, and yeah, we'll try and save the box, I guess, as much as we can. Here we go. I'm gonna crack it. Oh shit! This is already glorious. I don't know if this is gonna work how we planned it, but let's try. Nope.
Nope. All right.
It's loose.
It's loose?
Oh wait, no. Here we go. Okay. There we go.
Okay.
Oh no, she's not.
Uh-oh. We might have to adjust the plan. Okay, just coming out of the box, so much better than the original Castle Grayskull, because we actually have just like details in the door, and just even like the paint used, the hinges are different from the original because they were just snaps. Oh,
Isn't that great?
That is spectacular. Of course, behind the castle is a little less
Pretty.
organized.
Let's see.
So the plan was that we would originally PJ was going to keep the Sorceress, which is kind of the exclusive to this set, and only this set on the card. However, it's not in a card. We'll show you in a second.
Yeah, I think what'll be easiest for us, Murph, is use the power of editing,
I think so.
and we'll just have this bad boy set up for you when we're done.
So here, we'll show you the accessories is how they come before we do any kind of... See, and already you can tell that they've changed a lot of the design because the trapdoor for the floor is completely different from the original. The weapons look about the same for the rack, a little more detail in the computer console. And, oh yeah, like all of this is all like new. That's
Weapons
standard
rack.
we have for that. Chair's about the same. That's the
Training.
yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Yep, dodge.
Dodge, duck, dip, and dive, and duck, and dodge.
Dodge. But we didn't bring a
The 5Ds.
the 5Ds. 5Ds of Masters of the Universing. So I guess we just...
And then...
It was a
many
long
stickers.
time. So many stickers that'll never get put on. It was some time before we got the Sorceress in the regular series.
Mhm. And she's a bit different. She's all magic right now, I think.
Yes,
Right?
because the other one was more bird enthused, had the feathers.
Some blues.
Yes, a lot more colorful of costume rather than the plain. This, honestly, looking at this makes me think of like a Sendaway. Like there's not a whole lot in it.
Oh, yeah.
Not a lot of detail, but it's an exclusive, and it's just kind of one of those one-off kind of plain variants.
I like it.
But it's kind of cool. I mean, I miss the wings. Maybe they're in there. We'll show you.
It says on the box, special edition. So whatever the hell that means. But let's come right back to it. Goodness gracious, I'm in awe. I think I'm in shock a little bit. I'm absolutely in love with this.
I am as well. There's so many cool improvements.
What are your big notices? Because I never had the original Gray Skull.
So this originally, this whole piece was a sticker.
Ah.
So this just stacked there. So this did not exist. This was just a sticker that you put there. The plastic is a little different because in the other Gray Skull, the plastic was a lot stiffer and harder. Where this, you got a little bit of give, and it's malleable. I do like the trap drawer elevator thing that we got going on here with the cool raven or gargoyle. That was so much fun as a kid because this thing just hours of just up and down, up and down, up and down.
Right.
But the cool thing on your side, now originally the trapdoor was just a peg that was attached to the chair, but this mechanism is actually much more intricate than the original Gray Skull.
It's built into the bottom, so when you turn it,
Which is so much cooler than, because most of the time it's stuck when we were playing, because no one would fall through to the ravenous pit of monsters down below, which was a shame. But the chair, the way they have that set up in there, and because immediately as soon as the chair closes, it brings the trap back. You had to physically put the piece in motion to do it, and then boom. I mean, that is so much smoother and easier than the original. So much.
and it locks a little bit.
And it does, see?
So-
It was always loose before. This thing never really worked properly when we were kids. It just was sad.
Did the original throne have the pegs to hold
That
the
I
feet?
don't remember. I don't think so.
So you put their feet and they actually hold in
hold it in
place
there.
so they can sit.
Because
on the
before you
throne.
would have to hold them, if memory serves, to
And they'd-
swivel.
Yeah, it'd be like.
Well, we did do a little advance. One of the originals. Today's find at a garage sale for $1. It doesn't sit very well in there.
No, the old figures didn't have knee articulation like the new figures do. So
Yeah, see, so that's
they-
kind of...
that was about as good as it would get.
Yeah, that is about as good as it gets. I mean, maybe the one in the past, the chair was a wee bit bigger, just to accommodate them sitting back further. But I do think the dimensions of this Grayskull are somewhat different in interesting ways. Because I remember the castle being a little bit taller for this area, but not down here. And we'll get to that in a second, because we know the question that everybody's asking, and that'll be the last one we answer. Because that was kind of the thing. Because this up here was more... See, that works. It was more spacious up here than it was down below. So I think that's one of the subtle differences to this particular design. And even Grayskull itself is a much more adjustable plastic. The accessories, I think, are great. I mean, this is just very reminiscent of the original. Same with the classic weapons rack. This is a new item that is added for this series. Another additional thing to put weapons on. We didn't get them. I guess they come with other characters. And then, of course, the wicked design sorceress that is just...
All white falcon. She got translucent wings. This has got to be the special, like, free her from Castle Grayskull.
Must be.
Something.
Or she's like super powered. Even still, though, so even looking at the design, they're similar in height, but I almost think Sorceress is a wee bit taller. But I think that's only because of the sculpts with the headdress.
Yeah, even with without the bird head, and she's
a little
a
taller.
little bit taller. Yeah,
Mhm.
it may be for the extra joint space needed for the ankle and knee
Yeah.
articulation.
Which is nice because the ankle joints are cool. Even the elbow we have, it looks like we also have some additional articulation with the wrists. The head's kind of limited, but it does look like it's kind of a ball joint. The only thing limiting it, of course, is the headdress.
The wings, things come off. They look like they're riveted in there.
Okay. Which is fine because that's as soon as you find out they can come off, they get lost.
Yeah.
That's the end.
We're just gonna leave those there. Oh, murderer! She's a murder bot. Yeah. So I guess really what we need to get down to brass tacks on is what everybody wants to know.
What everyone wants to.
So let's see. First, I want to show everybody how it looks folded up, and I'll see. You probably put everything
You should be able to fit
inside, right?
everything. This ladder just stays there. See, and this was one of the other issues because everything didn't button up very nicely before. So,
Here, we'll even put her in there.
oh wait, so that closes and ladder goes elsewhere. In with you.
Stay.
So the nice addition for this Grayskull is the locking mechanisms for the castle, because that's a nice new feature instead of the clasp. That's pretty hip.
That's dope. You got peg stands up here so you can have sorceress in the watchtower. And then, of course,
I have the power! I have no idea what that is meaning or why, but it just is so flimsy. But to get into Grayskull, you have to have your power sword.
both pieces.
Both pieces. But this is what's cool is because it's actually spring-loaded. As soon as you take out the sword, the lock latches back over, which is kind of a cool trick. But as far as opening the drawbridge is a bit tricky.
if you don't have the actual power sword, this is the paper power sword.
This is the paper power sword. It's not nearly as impressive as I was hoping it was going to be. So,
the He-Man and Skeletor figures come with pieces of the power sword. You combine them, put them in there.
I will not open.
See, you actually have to have the
Yeah,
power
we
sword.
have to have the power sword. So we can crack this open just a bit, so that we can access the inside. As soon as that, boom.
Teeth.
Teeth are great.
That's dope.
So the question, of course, on every collector's mind, the drawback to the original Grayskull, the figures didn't fit through the jawbridge.
You had to turn them sideways and stuff them through.
Yep. But, boom, there it is.
You saw it here.
That just gave me tinkles.
Yeah, there's no denying that 100% fits.
So they just basically changed the sculpt and made the lower floor taller and the upper floor, because this seems to scale of the original Grayskull.
Seems about right, yeah. I was a lot bigger when I was younger. I remember that.
So there you have it.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Castle Grayskull at its finest. Hard to find right now, maybe easier, but later, I don't know. But I got it.
I can see the collectors really going, the Masters of the Universe collectors really going wild. And with the cartoon coming out for Netflix very, very soon, I think this is going to be a very hot key item for the hunters out there. For sure.
Absolutely. Thanks for tuning in, guys. This is Points of Articulation. Check out Masters of the Universe. What's the title?
I think it's just
Masters
of the Universe.
Netflix, July 24th. And we'll see you guys next time on 52 at a Geek.
Welcome to the Taste Buds Bar. Smurf here, and our grown PJ at the new bar. Got it in place. It is complete with a self-grown PJ. Well, it wouldn't be a bar unless you had your one Morn or Norm at the end of the bar.
I'm a Norm.
He's a Norm. We also want to acknowledge our new sponsor for the podcast, who's going to be sponsoring the alcohol beverage portion of it, Sapporo, which is an amazing premium beer that is available at a lot of sushi restaurants. If you haven't tried it, please do. So if you're wanting to entertain and you wanted to keep all of the Sapporo for yourself, which we absolutely understand, here's something to entertain the guests. With the 4th of July literally right around the corner, we tried to think of something patriotic, something fruity, something light, and what's more patriotic than Captain America and the Super Soldier Serum? Yes, that is today's cocktail, which we've got all the ingredients already set aside, but we will kind of give you the quick rundown and how to make the drink. Of course, it's easy when you have 12 ounces of coconut rum. We also have 8 ounces of whipped or marshmallow vodka and 4 ounces of sweet syrup. I went with 7-Up just because I think the Super Soldier Serum should bubble, right? It should tickle a little. The simple syrup is just for kind of like a sugary kind of kick, which we kind of already have when you add the Kool-Aid to the concoction. It does call for some other flair. Make it festive. It's the 4th of July. It's the Super Soldier Serum. So by all means, kind of get creative. I was going to create little coconut stars for ice cubes, which you can take a coconut milk, put it into a little star-shaped ice tray, and freeze it. But I thought that would be too much coconut. I'm not a big coconut fan. Are you?
No, not like. Yeah.
How dare both of you? I'm leaving.
But the coconut, I'm not taking the camera with me. The coconut rum is special. Of course, we can go with Malibu, and I think I did the 3 olives whipped for the marshmallow cream taste. So let's get to mixing and let you guys try it. So we'll start off with your conventional Kool-Aid packet. You can pick this up at King Soopers or any of your local grocery stores. It's easier just to put that in at the bottom and start there. Then comes the coconut rum. Then the vodka. Already can just smell the cherry coming off of that. The simple syrup or the 7-Up. I like to have a little fizz to it. And it calls for 8 ounces of water, cold, to finish it off. Which kind of makes it really, I think, might be just a little too sugary. So you can add more water to it to help dilute some of the Kool-Aid, or I would finish it off with just another little splash of Sprite to bring that up a little bit. And then, of course, see, look at that. It's already frothing. I can feel myself getting stronger just from the fumes.
Pour it on me.
Pour that sugar on me. Oh no, wait, it's June.
Then, of course, your handy glass. Oh, look at that. Oh, nice color. Little fez. You'd be set. Our guinea pig, as always.
Here, let me move my hand.
That's good. That's damn good.
And still a little left over. One, of course, for our ever hardest working man in the podcast business, the Wakeman.
Why, thank you. Thank you. Wow, that's...
Now that we're back, that kind of wraps up the Super Soldier Serum for this summer's festivities, the 4th of July. Just hanging out and enjoying the company of everyone around you. So please, take this, share it with your friends. It's a great little punch. In the meantime, run fast, laugh hard, and always be kind.